Warning, this video contains spoilers for Kung Fu Panda 4. If you have not seen the film yet, then please click off this video now. But if you have seen Kung Fu Panda 4, then please continue watching.
Okay, so starting off in C tier, we're only dealing with one character here, and that's Granny Boar. Yeah, yeah. Really, the only time she shows up in the movie is is when Poe and Jen are in the bar, and she's like one of the outlaws there. Though the trailers made it seem like she'd play a bigger part, but I guess not. And even like when DreamWorks revealed the cast, they revealed the woman's name escapes me at the moment, but I think she's like a fairly well known name. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I expected Granny Boar to play a bigger part. Uh, she just exists, honestly. So really not much to say about her. So B tier. All right, so in B tier here we have two characters. These two orangutan thingies, and like Granny Boar, they really don't get a lot to do. Though they actually do have a pretty funny joke where they steal Poe's pants. Actually, if I remember, I don't think this is the frame actually, but there's a part where like I thought it was the frame where they're actually in Poe's pants and Poe's like, "Come on, guys, not cool." And here we got Han up here, which I mean, look, I like Kehi Kwan and all, but really I think they could have used him more. Yeah, like it seems to be like scratching at some kind of backstory where like Zhen, worked with these guys, and there is a bit of that here. It might be a little too much for me to spoil, despite me putting a spoiler warning at the start. But yeah, originally like Zhen was like a part of this family of criminals, but then like the chameleon took her in as like an apprentice, and we'll get to that in a second actually. But yeah, the chameleon took in Zhen as an apprentice, and so that leaves them feeling betrayed. It's a bit of a backstory. And actually, speaking of Zhen, all right, so in A tier, we're only dealing with one character again, and that is Zhen herself, voiced by the lovely Aquafina. And Miss Tarantula is the superior DreamWorks character voiced by Aquafina. Yeah, I like Zhen, I really do, but come on, did you really have to make her a twist villain to the like I was like an apprentice to the chameleon? I mean, she redeems herself in the end, but still. Though actually, yeah, if they ever do like Kung Fu, I know DreamWorks as far back as 2010 said they wanted to make 6 Kung Fu Panda movies. So if they ever do 5 and 6, I'm really hoping Zhen will be another Kitty Softpaws where I bump her up to S tier. But yeah, like Zhen, yes, something about her, like at the beginning of the movie, like she starts out as a thief, right? And she's trying to steal something from the Jade Palace. Yeah, like she wants to steal like Poe's staff. Yeah, the Dragon Warrior staff. And Poe catches her, throws her in prison, and then that's when Poe finds out, oh, the chameleon, or not, well, that's a bit too early, but like, oh, Tai Lung has returned, but then Poe actually asks Zen about the chameleon, and she knows about the chameleon, and how the chameleon can like shapeshift into Tai Lung. And so they go on this quest to get to Juniper City, where the chameleon. How many times have I said chameleon already? God damn. Yes, yeah. So they go to Juniper City, and then eventually, like as they're bonding, as they're like actually beginning to trust each other and whatnot. Um, we later find out Poe gets trapped by not just the chameleon but Zhen, who is like an assistant to the chameleon. Yeah, I need to stop saying chameleon. And then you have your scenes where like Poe and Zhen, you have your old like third act confrontation, which actually the movie does kind of subvert in a way, because it's like Poe's running away with the staff, right? Like he escapes the cell that chameleon set up, and then you think Jen is actually going to apologize to Poe, but then but then it's actually it's the chameleon shapeshifting as Jen. But then Jen herself comes in, and Poe's like, apologize later, we got other fish to fry. And then like Poe falls, and then later on, Poe and Jen do have a proper scene where Yeah, and then but then like Zhen is like trying to help is trying to help Poe. Yeah, like Zhen is like trying to save Poe from getting killed, and yeah, I mean they do start to trust each other again, after that little confrontation, and the final battle where Zhen actually comes in to help Poe. Yeah, so it was kind of nice, I guess. Again, I do wish they did more with Zhen. Really, I think the movie could have done more with some of its characters. I've got issues with it, glaring issues, mostly in the pacing department, but I enjoyed Kung Fu Panda 4 for what it was. I if DreamWorks still does 5 and 6, I just want them to do better is all. Anyways, yeah, Zhen, good character, but could have been better. All right, well, you know what? There's only one way left to go, and that's S tier. All right, we got three characters to deal with here. We got Captain Fish, best character or best new character in the movie, I should say. You know, yeah, yeah, he gets some of the funniest. Like, not only does he get some of the funniest jokes in the movie, or funniest one-liners rather, but I mean, it's a fish. Come on, he lives in a pelican's mouth. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm a little biased because I love sea creatures, but yeah, I mean, Captain Fish, gotta love him. And he's voiced by Ronnie Chang, and he did a better job in this than he did in Inspector Sun. If you're watching this emoji, please do not nuke me. Anyways, you got the three bunnies here. Okay, they actually have the funniest jokes in the movie. Even still, I feel the movie kind of underutilizes them, but but there was like one part in particular where, yeah, there was one part in particular which convinced me to elevate them to S tier. So what happens is like it's after Zhen and Poe confront each other, like I just said, right? And then Zhen, and that's a whole other thing in the story where Mr. Ping and Li Shan actually go out to help Poe. That's a whole thing I won't get into, but like Zhen actually meets Li Shan and Mr. Ping. Yeah. She meets Li Shan and Mr. Ping, and then brings them to the criminal army where Han and all the others were. And so they set up a plan to cause a distraction so that Poe can fight the chameleon without anything really bad happening to him. Yeah, and then like there's a part where like the bunnies are using their cute faces to distract the guards. They go, "Aw," and then the bunnies start attacking them. I think the bunny said something that like really got a laugh out of me. It wasn't violence makes our tummies tingle. Violence makes our tummies tingle. Yeah, it wasn't quite that, but it was really funny. Yeah, they were pretty good too. Now, the chameleon. I have some thoughts on her myself. You'll notice she's on the lower spectrum of S tier. Her backstory was that she wanted to learn kung fu, right? Yeah, she wanted to learn kung fu, but she was told that she was too small, wouldn't really amount to anything. So then she turned to sorcery, which is how she learned to shapeshift into, and she shapeshifts into Tai Lung, which jumpstarts the whole conflict of the story. Yeah, jumpstarts the whole conflict, and now she wanted Poe's Dragon Warrior staff to like steal the kung fu abilities of all the villains. And we not only do we get Tai Lung in this movie, but we also get like Lord Shen from the second movie and Kai from the third. Side note, by the way, watching the movie because they got Ian McShane back to play Tai Lung, but you can tell they really wanted to get Gary Oldman and J.K. Simmons back. Like I actually genuinely thought it was weird that Lord Shen and Kai didn't get any dialogue, and Tai Lung was like the only villain that talked, from the spirit realm. Yeah. So Chameleon, yeah. She uses Poe's staff to bring all the villains back from the spirit realm, steal their powers, and then Poe has to save the day. We actually do get this wholesome little scene of like, where Tai Lung actually tells Poe, "You did all right," or "Master Oogway was right to choose you," you know. And that's when I said, "Oh, it's really weird. Lord Shen and Kai aren't, bowing down to him." And I saw someone on Twitter. I'm not going to name drop who, but I saw someone on Twitter say that Lord Shen is literally the guy who destroyed Poe's entire village, and then he's just straight up like, yeah, he's not so bad after all. I mean, guy, like, did you even watch the second movie? Like, Lord Shen, like he had a part where he like actually kind of respected Poe for overcoming all his traumas and whatnot. Yeah, so the chameleon, really the only reason I put her in S tier is you can tell like Viola Davis is having a fun time voicing her. Yeah, so that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's gonna just about, this is a pretty of a short one actually. That is gonna just about do it for the Kung Fu Panda 4 update of the DreamWorks character tier list. Now, in my Orion update, I went over their whole upcoming slate. That was a month ago, and actually nothing has really changed since. So I'm gonna roll back that footage really quick. Anyways, the next proper movie on DreamWorks' schedule is Kung Fu Panda 4, which is opening just a week later on March 8th. I'm really excited for that, being a longtime Kung Fu Panda fan. Hopefully, Poe can stay in S tier. And then following that is The Wild Robot on September 20th, 2024. They actually did confirm the release date. And then they also confirmed that January 31st, 2025 will be the release date for their adaptation of Dav Pilkey's Dog Man. And then there was that Cartoon Brew article which said that they had an unannounced original and an unannounced sequel for 2025. I do still think the original is going to be Ronan Boyle. Well, actually, based on my own speculation, because last time I had said that the 2025 sequel could either be The Bad Guys 2 or Shrek 5, and at this point, I got to be honest, I'm leaning towards The Bad Guys 2. And actually, as of this recording, someone on the DreamWorks subreddit said that The Bad Guys 2 is in production right now, and it's being outsourced to Sony Pictures Imageworks, which, I believe that Cartoon Brew article did say something about Sony. And that is update 6 of the DreamWorks character tier list. This is Bumpy Gaming going back under the bed. And remember, there are fates worse than death, such as spoiling the movie for others.